I'm going to give you a quick demo on how easy it is to set up MadMax IoT for Tririga. We're going to start off by logging into Tririga. This driver works with both assets and locations, but for this example, we're going to be looking at assets. So we'll go to Assets, Building Equipment. I'm going to filter for AHUs for air handler units. And we already have one in here called AHU underscore 005A. We're going to open this one up. We're going to navigate to the maintenance tab. Then we're going to navigate to the reading tab. Here you can already see that we have 3 meters associated to this asset. Compressor 1 amps, discharge air humidity, and filter DP. As you can notice, there's no readings currently available for these meters. If you click on one, you'll see that there's also no PM reading logs in here right now. So the first step to getting MadMax to work with Tririga is to make sure you have all your assets and locations built out with the appropriate readings associated to those assets or locations. Now we're going to close this. We'll minimize this and come back later. Now we're going to launch the Genesis Pro Builder Workbench application. There's also a web version available of this. So from here, you're going to expand your host. This can be installed on a server, on a laptop, on a desktop, Windows or Linux. You got to start by opening the platform. This will connect to your operating system. From here, we want to open the application director. And everything runs inside of what is called a station. So we need to start our station. We'll start that. This will take just a minute or so. Station is basically the container for all of your sensors in your various networks like BACnet, Modbus, LANWorks, and also Tririga. So from within the station, connect to all your sensors, link them together, and you'll see how that works in a moment. It's still starting. Okay, fired up now. Now we will open a new tab and double click on the Tririga station and log in. And now you can drill into the station, and inside of the config folder and then under drivers is really what we're looking for. Underneath drivers, you can see that we have a Niagara network, a Tririga network, and a BACnet network. The two that we're going to be working with is the Tririga network and the BACnet network. Double click on the Tririga network, it brings up the property sheet. This is where you set the IP address to connect to your Tririga server, and you set your port. And if you're using native or LDAP authentication, if you have SSL enabled, and then what Tririga username and password you want to authenticate with. And then there's some other options in here as well, which can be discussed in more detail later on. When you expand the Tririga network, you have a site container. You can have multiple sites or orgs and organize your data any way you like. Within the Austin site, we have locations and assets. So we're working with assets. We're going to expand the asset device folder. And inside of here, we have AHU for air handler units. And these are representing assets that exist in Tririga right now. So if we double click the AHP folder, it's going to bring up Discovery Manager view. From here, you click on Discover, and this is going to allow you to query Tririga database. So from here, we can say where the name, name TX, equals AHU005 %. It found 3 different records in Tririga. The one we were looking for was AHU005A. So we'll double click this to add it to our station. These are the properties that are being pulled in from Tririga. So we got the tri-record name, the tri-record ID, the tri-name, the tri-status, description, primary location. And this is configurable if you're interested in bringing more fields in. So now that we have it, if you expand the 005A, you can see there's a points folder. This is where all of your meters will be contained. First though, let's double click on the device. And you'll see that the status is okay. But right now the health says fail. So it's never been pinged yet. So if we right click and do an actions ping, it'll go to Tririga and make sure that this is a valid device that exists in the Tririga network. You can now see that the health is okay. And down and alarm are false. This is good. So now that we have our asset added and we know it's in an okay status, now we can double click on our points folder. And same exact process, we're going to click Discover. This is going to go query Tririga and find all the meters associated to this asset, just like I showed you earlier. Now from here, we're going to add these to our station as well. We can add all 3 at once. You can set different properties for each one. So the tuning policy determines how often the points get written to Tririga. And for this test, we want it to be fast so we can see the data immediately. So now we have points from Tririga inside of our MadMax IoT platform. But now, before these meters can be sent to Tririga, we need to link them from the sensor in the building automation system. So for this example, we're going to be connecting to a backnet network, and we have a 005 already defined. Notice the naming convention does not match the naming convention of the Tririga device. That's okay. As long as you have the proper mapping from the device on the BAS side and the mapping to the Tririga side, there's no need to worry about the naming convention. And that goes for both devices and the points. So if we expand AHU005 and look in our points folder, we have a filter DP, a compressor 1 amps, and a discharge. Click on this points folder, you can see the values are changing constantly. So from here, we're going to simply right-click on filter DP, and link mark. Right-click on filter DP on our Tririga side, and say link from filter DP. We want the out value. We're going to link it to the in value and say OK. We're going to do the same thing for these other two. So discharge link mark, discharge humidity, link from, out value to input. Same thing with compressor 1 amps. Right click compressor 1 amps, link mark, compressor 1 amps, link from, out value to input. So now you can see we're writing data to Tririga. So the next step is to go into Tririga and look at the data that's been updated. Now, if we go back into H5A, and then we go to maintenance, and then we go to readings, you can now see that our meters are getting the values from our sensors in the BACnet network. If we click on one of these, we can see that there's already been 2 readings entered for this asset in this meter. Now, if we were to wait a little while and let this continue to write, so currently, we look at the Tririga network, our tuning policies are defined here, and we pick that. You can have as many tuning policies as you want, and that determines how often the meters get written to Tririga. So for this one, it's every 1 to 2 minutes for the min and the max write time. You can associate as many meters as you want to a single tuning policy. It's very flexible for setting up your timing to Tririga. In case you want to do run hours, you might only want to send that every hour, every 8 hours, whereas other data that's more critical, you want to send every minute or even every 30 seconds or less. Now, if we go back and look at Tririga one last time, let's see if we have additional readings coming in. So filter DP just had 2 readings. Now you can see it has 3 readings. It started out as 0, then when we linked the point, it had 40.62, and now it's down to 0.9. This is how simple it is to set up the MadMax IoT platform and start writing data to your Tririga system. There are some initial configurations that are needed to be done in the very beginning, which were not covered in this video, but those configurations take less than 4 hours to get everything on the Tririga side.